Hi, folks, and welcome to another episode here of the Boston Red Sox franchise on Tisbury. 33 games. We're going to start on this screen because we are going through the life of our four top, as we call them, baby Sox. We're going to be looking over Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, Theo Gillen, and Marcelo Meyer. All four of those guys having not the best of seasons. Roman Anthony's probably the biggest combatant to that statement, but we're just going to kind of be going over what we're going to go over, basically play a week of player locks with them. We're going to go through their stats and kind of see if these stats just jump up. As of right now, they're playing every day against righties, and Theo Gillen's the one not getting everyday reps. For the other three, they got their contracts already. Roman Anthony making $23 million for the next 6 seasons. Christian Campbell making $15.5 million for the next 6 seasons. Marcelo Meyer, he is making $20 million for the next 6 seasons. We have these guys grew up together, they came up together, they debuted together. They are going to be connected together, hopefully forever. But you're 27 years old for these two, Meyer and Campbell, 26 years old or 25 years old for Roman Anthony. Each of them have had their different variations of good seasons and not. And Marcelo Meyer last year looked like to have probably the best season out of any of these guys. Was like a 4+ WAR player, 790 OPS. You see where the walks are at, you see where the strikeouts are at, and now you look at this year, it's just a complete 180. He's hitting the ball for not really for power, not really hitting the ball at all, especially against lefties struggling a lot, striking out a whole lot. Like on pace, if you look at his numbers, the K percentage has jumped up by almost 10%. The walk has dropped by 4%. The isolated power has dropped by 0.6. The at bats per home run has jumped all the way up. The range, the runs created, range factor is down. Runs created, it looks like it's not going to be on pace. Stolen base runs, batting runs, they're just down, negative, not good. If you look in the case of Christian Campbell, who last year, this is a decent year on the surface. 35 doubles, 17 home runs from your second baseman. You'll take that. He was batting higher in the lineup for us eventually. 726 OPS, league average bat, we would say, if you kind of look under the hood. Yeah, 1.2 WAR play, decent defense. Was walking a decent clip, actually walking more this year, but striking out a good amount more as well. The power way down. He was at like a 170 ISO, like 200's really good. So he was right there, sub 100 this year. Hasn't hit a home run all season. Just hasn't hit a home run all season. Everything else kind of seems like it's in the same. He just isn't hitting, and that's super important, obviously. Theo Gillen, this is his first year really getting the full keys. 40 games in, only 50 games into his career, basically. A couple home runs with us, 10 doubles, 19 RBI. He is walking a decent amount. Of these four, he's not having the worst, probably the second best season of all these four, with Roman Anthony having the best season. We'll talk about him in a minute. But even still, he's been walking a decent amount, but he's negative WAR right now. The fielding's been okay. The walks are in a really good spot. He's really not striking out too much. He's not really tapping in that power. We're just really not finding gaps, I guess. Maybe it's just being unlucky. But I don't know. He's batting 220. It's not the best. Roman Anthony is having the best season of these guys. 10 home runs, with second in the team in WAR at 1.3 so far through this season. And you see last year, awful year. And we'll talk about this more when we get into the gameplay. But OPSing the same clip that he had in his quote-unquote breakout season in 2028. Slugging more, while being on base a little bit less, and for average a little bit less. But nonetheless, still about an 800 OPS. We'll see how well I do in this to either tank that or drive him up. 1.3 WAR, so already outperforming this just defensively, it looks like, is the big thing he's really improved on. Playing a very tough defense in right field at Fenway. Walking better than he ever has. Striking out about as less as he ever has. The only other one was this 2028 season. Isolated power. Again, 200 is a really good number. He's at 230. home run every 16 at bats. The power speed number is there. I'm not really quite sure, like all these super saber metrics. What am I talking about? Not really sure, like power speed number. I know isolated power somewhat, but these look good. And again, he is playing like a $23 million a year player, at least with his caliber and all that with baseball politics. But anyway, let's get into it. We are going to be player locking basically a week with Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer, and then Theo Gillen. We might sprinkle in Ashton Fuqua if we have like a day where Gillen's playing against a lefty. He's not really playing in this week stretch. I know against the Yankees they have a couple lefties, so maybe we'll sprinkle in Ashton Fuqua in for the Baby Sox. But if you're excited, let me know which one of these four guys are you predicting to have the best week. Let me know. So let's get into the fun, starting with our friend Roman Anthony. So again, this is how this episode will work. We're going to do a week with Roman Anthony, a week with Christian Campbell, a week with Marcelo Meyer, and a week with Theo Gillen. The Theo Gillen week does get kind of chopped up with Ashton Fuqua. So our top 5 young kids on the team and what they're doing is what we're fine. This is the Baby Sox episode. Shout out the Baby Sox. Shout out Roman Anthony, who after last year I was like, man, I really, really, really hope it's going to be one of those guys with like super high potential that just never quite figures it out. Because that happens sometimes in this game. We saw it last year with the Colorado Rockies. Guys like Tommy Domine and Chase Dollander, who, weren't exactly like super high potential like he is, but they were high potential guys we gave this contract early too, and they didn't really pan out the way I wanted them to. I like Christian Campbell, potentially Meyer and Anthony. Both of these guys really haven't, all of those guys really haven't had that big year. Anthony has had that big year so far, but we just would hate to see him not go to his full potential in the game 1 against the Mets. To get a hit, but does strike out a decent amount. Like we went over in the first part of this video before we jumped into the live commentary part. In 244, OPSing around 800 or so, thanks to decent on base and really good power. 10 home runs, 8 walk percentage, 22K percentage, a 1.3 WAR. His 10 home runs and his 1.3 WAR right now are second on the team, which is really nice. And he had a really bad season last year. I mean, really, 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 really bad. His first cup of coffee or two wasn't fantastic. Once he got 200 games in, he really started to pick it up. Had a really good 2028. And now here in 2030, I believe we're in 2030, right? 2 years ago, he was really good. Last year was awful. Lost his job. We ended up going with trading for an outfielder, Elliot Ramos. Ended up going with Jordan Walker over him at points, and really it didn't look great for Roman Anthony. You saw the potential. You saw what could be, but it just wasn't. And this is a guy that should be our franchise cornerstone. He really should. And that wasn't the production you were expecting out of him, especially after being in the league for that much time. You thought that, hey, that really good year was going to carry over, and that's baseball. Again, an interesting that's baseball from me. But he's putting it back together. This year right now, if this were to continue, maybe on a step less than his year a couple of years ago, but still having a really, really good season. You see that power rating, 85 against righties. He muscles this one off the wall. He's going to try for 3 for this one, and he will get there. Could have got there standing up, but an RBI triple for Roman Anthony here in this third game against the Mets. His second triple. Already a couple of hits here, a couple of strikeouts, which again he's prone to doing at 22K percentage. We like that to come a little bit down. But for the most part, he has been really good. Definitely the best on this list. Everyone else struggling in varying degrees, but mostly mightily. And Roman Anthony's, again, one of our best players if you look at WAR. Would like the bat. I think he's more of a 260 to 280 hitter than he is a 240-something hitter. But right here, just muscles this one off the monster. Even Tristan Casas has a chance to score on this one. And they will send Big Boy. The throw to the plate is not in time. Another RBI extra base hit for Roman Anthony. So already add a triple, add a double to his ledger, and now his OPS probably well over 800. And we will also be breaking down, I believe, again, I recorded this a while ago. I'm doing the voiceover now. I'm sorry, continuity break. I don't remember what I recorded. I don't remember. I do remember that Christian Campbell hit a home run here. That was pretty good. Christian Campbell, his first home run of the season, by the way, coming this far into May. God, if you think what I'm talking about, Roman Anthony has been bad, Jesus, wait till I get to Christian Campbell next. Goodness gracious. But, yeah, I don't remember what I think I break down the stats and how we've gone, basically the stats and how they've evolved since we started here. But we do win this series against the Mets, drop the first one, win the next two. Very good, very good. And Roman Anthony is very good. He had a couple of hits, a couple of extra base hits, drove in some runs. He was pretty good. Next up, we have a series against the, drumroll please, the Baltimore Orioles. And this is a very important series because look at those records. 29-20 versus 29-22. We're right there with them. They're right there with us, and that's an unfortunate call in Roman Anthony. I'm glad he took that pitch, but unfortunately, they say it nicks the zone. Bases loaded against Logan Webb. Can he come through? Yes, he can. Circle change right down the middle. He blasts into left field. That will score two. Tristan Casas not so overzealous this time. He will stay put. Anthony, 2-run double. Very important. Puts us up now 4-0 when we pick things back up here later. Fastball inside, and don't blame him again. He kind of got rung up on a pitch similar to that earlier, so he does go chasing out of the zone technically, but I'm fine with the defensive swing, and really his swing is the difference there. I think we're up 1-0 and really put us up. Here he is in the field, DeAndre Smith, a former draft pick by the Orioles. He goes yard, and now we're starting from behind against Baltimore. Shut him out game one. Now already up 2-0 here in game number 2. Not great. Not fantastic. Not great. Roman Anthony here in the 6th inning goes up the middle on Cole Reagans. Again, these are the nasty lefties that Baltimore likes to put out. They got Reagans. They got Skubal. They got Trevor Rogers, I think, still. I think they still have Trevor Rogers. This is a blast. Right field and deep and over the head of the right fielder. And that will get down an automatic double for Roman Anthony. This game is pretty much a lost cause, and Anthony doesn't score. We don't score. We lose this one as well. Here in the rubber match, no, I think this is a 4-game series potentially. I forget how many games. But either way, it would have been a single. Technically not a single, though, but I'm showing it and counting it. It counts. I'm going to count it as a single. I don't care if the stats don't count it as a single. I'm counting it as a single. This is definitely a single, and a very important one. Bottom of the 8th, tie ball game. Roman Anthony in the Fenway Greens. He goes into left or center field, and he is on in the 8th inning. Can we bring him around? Can we score Roman Anthony? I would love to do so. We don't, and we do walk it off, though, in the 9th inning. A couple singles and a double, and here we are on the final day, the 4th game. And even and out. The first strikeout where he struck out looking, that was not a strike. That was a strike, but he gets to walk, so we'll count it. Against Skubal, too. In this one, a fastball inside. He gets around on it. You know, that's probably the weakest pitch I have. Fortunately, I got a little too big for my britches. This comes all the way in. 2 perfect throws on the relay, and unfortunately, we are gassed at third base. But I don't mind trying to push the envelope here. Kjerstad in. Right on the money. Holiday to Bohm right on the money. They were able to do the tag even though we swept away. And, yep, right there before he got to the bag. Bases loaded. He does go chasing on the bases loaded sinker on the outside part of the plate. We do end up winning. And Roman Anthony overall, definitely the best, I believe, the best performance we'll see today. But he was awesome. Didn't hit a home run, but a bunch of gap doubles. That triple he had, the almost triple he had, again, against Skubal. Had some really good swings. Did draw a walk or two. Did strike out, but that's what's going to happen. Anyway, it's time to talk about Christian Campbell. You notice we actually updated his face. I was downloading a roster and checking it out just on my own time, and I saw, wow, their Christian Campbell looks a lot better than my Christian Campbell. And I went in there and tried to one-for-one replicate it, but he's not having a really good season. His last month basically hitting under 200. And coming into play today, or coming into, again, all of these stats I read off were coming into when we started the series. Again, that was Roman Anthony's first games. All of this is happening before the video starts. Campbell, 176 average, 250 OBP, 268 slugging for a 518 OPS. Oh, walking slightly under Roman Anthony's 8.8 walk percentage with an 8.1. He's striking out a little bit more. It's in a 22%, 22.1. But he gets a hanging breaking ball here, and he puts this one into the center field, or over the wall, rather. I was going to say the bleachers. No bleachers out there. That's how far he hit it. Into center field, and Campbell, his second home run in about a week. Hadn't had a home run in the first 60-ish games. And here he is with another ding-dong. Hopefully this is the sign. Had a good year last year, easily the best of his career. It ended up being like a 720 OPS type year from Christian Campbell, even though for most of the season he was batting like second and third for us in some lineups, and he had an OPS over 750, closer to 770, maybe even 800 flirted there for a bit. But putrid start to the year. No home runs so far. Obviously, we've seen 2 already in this video. He's hitting 159 against right-handed pitching, which he can't do. I get it. He's a righty. Maybe he hits better against lefties. But numbers suggest everything's going down. If you're hitting 170-something, you're not even hit that much better against left-handed pitching. But righties in the past, he actually hasn't been too bad against. That's where actually more of his power comes from. He has more better contact numbers against lefties, better power numbers against righties. But again, if you're going to be an everyday player, you've got to hit right-handed pitching. He's well below the Mendoza line, the Euchre line, especially playing here in Milwaukee. Give credit to one of the legends of the game. And, yeah, it is what it is. This one, chopper down to shortstop, and that will be a double play. So a couple strikeouts we're always seeing from Campbell. I don't know. I feel like 'cause I know how bad Campbell's been in this series, I get a little defensive with him when I'm at the plate. I got to just learn how to be more relaxed with everybody, and I think that will come. Obviously, like, I am not unaware of the fact that I'm controlling these guys. Like, when you see them in the games, like, the ratings are with the ratings, but I make stupid swing decisions. I'm not blind to that fact. I know you guys aren't blind to that fact. If you're watching this video, shout out to you. I appreciate you. You like and subscribe for yourself. Pretend that like button is a like for you. Hit it. Hit it for me if you don't mind. That'd be nice. But I'm playing this game. I'm not the best of this game. I've talked about how, hey, this is a very timing-based game. I'm not playing it every day like I normally would. Like, I play it once a week, maybe. Sometimes I go 2-3 weeks without actually playing a game. So I get onto the game and I'm a little rusty, and I get that. And there are some days you can kind of tell when I've played a couple of days before because I'm just hitting everything, and you can tell when I haven't because you see no offense in the video. But anyway, yeah, Campbell I just get a little too defensive with. I know his swing's a little weird to time up, especially. Everyone's swing's a little bit different. And his just is a tough one to time up, really. And I'm pressing a little bit because I want to be good with Christian Campbell. We do draw a walk here with a runner on third base. We had an 8-3 lead in Milwaukee, and we keep it and win another game. We're winning, though. We are winning in these games, which is nice. And we are traveling to hot Atlanta. You can tell I'm white because I called it hot Atlanta. Yes, the ATL, Georgia. The whole day through. Shout out Georgia. And we got chicken on Theo Gillen because why not? He's going to be not next, but the last guy we talk about. But he's scorching hot right now. His last 6 games hitting 400 as a home run, a couple runs, a couple RBI. Shout out Theo Gillen. We'll get there, boy. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. No, but first we are in Georgia, the home of Christian Campbell. I believe maybe even the home of Theo Gillen, too. Either way, Christian Campbell, homecoming is a chopper to third base, and he will be thrown out to begin this series against Atlanta. While we're also looking for the individual success of these players, as Campbell finally doesn't quite find the hole, but Austin Riley doesn't love it, so he goes to the well a second time. This time brings up water. Even though we are looking for the individual success of these guys, as Marcelo Myers says, see you fucking later. to the chop house, why don't you? We are now up 3-2 after that big blast, Marcelo Meyer. We'll get there, buddy. We'll get there. Trying to steal the spotlight. That's rude of him. That's very, very rude of him. His second home run he's hit since this episode started. That was his fourth. And on my screen here, it said he had 2 coming into play. But either way, we are winning ball games. I think we took 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 of all the series. We've won all the series that we've had. Trying to get the bunt down against Mason Miller, like basically punting there. And he can't. But we do end up winning anyway. We were down by 1. We end up winning this game. And again, we just keep winning. Look at that screenshot. Look at that. Got a screenshot of that. That was beautiful. Oh, boy. Speaking of beauties, Cam Caminiti hung a slider. Christian Campbell did not miss. It's 3-0 thanks to Soup. Hot Soup. And he is feeling it. Another home run. Again, his swing when it makes contact, it feels good. It's just so herky-jerky. I feel like even you can't just get the timing on it. This one is going to be laced into center field and drop. This will score Fuqua in a 4-4 ball game. It becomes a 5-4 ball game, and Boston's in the lead again. Christian Campbell driving in 4 of the 5 runs we have so far. He's going to take off for second base. Everyone's in the dirt, and he is in there safely. He swipes second base, sets the table for Roman Anthony. Next pitch, 2 for 3 Anthony is, so he's continuing his hot pace from when we started with him. And this one is slicing, dropping. No, it will not drop. But we do have the lead here as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Tobias Haney is there. And in the 10th inning, that pitch should have been absolutely dominated. But alas, it is not. And alas, we go back to the bench. We do end up winning this game, however. Ground out, single, strikeout, and Michael Kopech does put the finishing touches on this one. We do win another game here in Atlanta. Very good, very good. And now here in the finale, Christian Campbell, again, highlighting his good game. He had the home run. He had the double or the single, the stolen base, 4 RBI as well. Scored a run off the home run. He was excellent. Can we continue that here? I, personally, would like that. You, personally, probably if you're watching this episode, would like that. I strike out here. That's not good. Also, Drew Hackenberg, brother, I believe, of former Penn State and New York Jets quarterback Christian Hackenberg. Remember when Hackenberg was supposed to be the shit, and he wasn't. He wasn't. Kevin Ginkel, the Gink, he's up, and Christian Campbell glad for it. 100 miles per hour. This is going to touch some grass, and Campbell thinking too, and it will stand up. Second base, a double for Christian Campbell late in this one in the 8th inning. His hits have been very timely. Home runs and not extra innings, but hits to take the lead and get in scoring position and do what he needs to do. Unfortunately, couldn't pull the trigger there. And again, with his swing, I feel like I want to pounce on this, and yeah, it's a little bit ahead. But we do end up sweeping Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken, and taking that one. So that's going to be it for Christian Campbell and what he's done. Again, started with a 176 average. He's going to finish with a little bit better. Hit a couple home runs here, which was nice to see. But we are moving on to Marcelo Meyer. Marcelo Meyer definitely has a larger leash than Christian Campbell just because he is a little bit better defensively, and he has to go up against Caden Dana today, who last 2 starts has been pretty good, as you're seeing on the screen now. Meyer coming into play, or coming into the beginning of this video. So these stats don't update as the beginning of their segment. But again, coming into the beginning of this video, Marcelo Meyer hitting 204, 251, 305 with a 556 OPS. Again, a sub 600 OPS is dastardly. We have 2 guys in our middle infield both doing that. No bueno. Meyer, though, has a couple home runs, a couple triples, 23% strike percentage, which is way too high, a 6 walk percentage, which is way too low, and a negative 1.1 WAR, which is not great. You got a lot of good swings here, but the walks are down and the Ks are up. Last year, he had an OPS close to 800 because he was walking a good amount. He wasn't striking out. He was hitting for doubles and triples and all that. This one smoked off of the base of the wall, missed the home run by mere inches. Marcelo Meyer with his first extra base hit of the episode. Well, that we're seeing. And a breakout year last year, and he was a big reason. He was almost a 4+ WAR player. That's all-star level caliber season, and plays like this. He is an exceptional fielder, but already has more errors this year than last year, and has played 700 less innings in the field. Now, errors aren't the end-all be-all. When you're doing shit like this, making error isn't going to be the worst thing in the world. That throw barely beats not Taylor Ward. That's someone new now. I don't know who he is. He's upset, though. Circle change gets Meyer well in front, and Luis Patino, who I used to like a lot, not liking him too much here. Throws like this is we're keeping him on the diamond more than Campbell. Campbell's not a bad defender anymore now that he's had some years of seasoning, but Meyer is just a lot better. But again, because he's not as good defensively this year, obviously the OPS is almost 300 points lower, 200 points lower. That's what's culminating in this negative WAR. He's just missing these pitches, a slider up and in to do damage on. He lifts it harmlessly into right field. That changeup is nasty. I guess that clips the zone. Either way, he's down on strikes, which is not great, not fantastic. I don't love it. You don't love it. But we do end up winning the game, so who the fuck cares? I don't know. Marcelo Meyer, like I said, Christian Campbell might be on the verge of actually getting demoted this episode, which could potentially be a thing. I don't think that's there for Meyer. I don't think we can replace Meyer. Yes, we have Ceddanne Rafaela, who I guess you could slot right into shortstop, and I feel like Rafaela, it's like I want to keep him center field, and Christian Campbell sucks every year. It's like, all right, we're going to put Ceddanne Rafaela in second base. It's a lot easier to move Ceddanne off center and then get someone to play center than it is to move Meyer, Campbell off second, find someone to fill in that role. I just, the way the last couple of trade deadlines and whatever has kind of occurred, that's just kind of what I've been seeing. Meyer, again, has an opportunity to make a gorgeous throw, and he makes it effortlessly, and a good play by Meyer. But yeah, so Meyer probably sticks. If you have one guy hitting, like Ceddanne Rafaela, low-key is hitting absolutely tremendously right now. Meyer and Campbell aren't, and obviously Meyer's still playing better offensively and is way better defensively. So it just is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out Theo Gillen again before we even get to him, having a really good game against the Angels here in that last one. Show the stats here. 4 at-bats, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 home run, 3 extra base hits. He might have hit for the cycle. I think he did hit for the cycle, which is crazy. Shout out Theo Gillen. Shout him out. Marcelo Meyer here at Yankee Stadium, though, is going to swing and miss at a sweeper from Max Fried and strike out here. Again, I always have this feeling Marcelo and Yankee Stadium just feels so good. It feels so nice. Campbell, an excellent defensive play. We won't have enough to turn 2 on it, but does get the lead runner. So shout out Christian Campbell. Want to show that defensive highlight when I can. Gregory Tyson up, and we are down by 1. Not anymore. I had the sneaky suspicion that, hey, Marcelo Meyer in Yankee Stadium is fun. He pisses on that baseball. Absolute rocket into the cavernous right field of Yankee Stadium. 422 feet, 106 off the bat or something. Just look at that effortless swing. Also, we got a new face scan for Marcelo Meyer, which is nice, which is cool, which is awesome, which is great. And yeah, there you go. Marcelo Meyer doing the damn thing, giving us the win. And here we are in the top of the first of the next game, and he goes yard again, back to back. At least at bats we've seen, where he goes deep into Yankee Stadium. This one for 3 runs. Instead of taking the lead, it expands our lead by 5. This I always find is the most, dude, especially against the Yankees. That's so rude. Give me that camera angle. Give me the ump cam here. That is so fucking rude. It's great. He's not done, though. Stings this one into the gap. Aaron Judge, what are you doing, pal? Big clumsy out there. He's thinking 2, and he will get there standing up. Marcelo Meyer, a double after already going deep to begin this game. We're only in the 3rd inning. It's up 7-1. Life is good. Your rookies who suck, or not your rookies, but your young players who suck are not sucking anymore. It's very nice. Theo Gillen, you just can't get the kid out. He's hitting over 400 coming into play today, at least over the last stretch. He does. Marcelo Meyer does get thrown out, but when you're up 6, I'm fine taking that risk to really put the icing on the cake. We do score another run. Cello, excuse me. I called him Mello. Ugh. If I said Mello and you thought LaMelo Ball, die. It's Carmelo Anthony. Don't actually die. I love you. But be better as a person. It's Carmelo Anthony. All right? This is Cello, not Mello. And if it was Mello, it'd be Carmelo Anthony. If I had any integrity, I would edit in Carmelo Anthony highlights here. But I'm lazy, and I'm already done with this video, so I'm not going to. Marcelo Meyer with a run, a home run, 3 RBI. Shout out Marcelo Meyer. He's great. Let's keep it going. Another win against the Yankees would really just feed my soul. Why don't you? Feed my soul. I almost did it again. Cello up the middle. This time he is robbed. The Yankees have the early lead, and he's robbed the base hit. Potential RBI base hit, runner on second base. That gets slowly into center field, and good enough speed to score potentially. That was a demon slider. Just watching that back, goodness fucking gracious. The fact that I even recognized that was a pitch to swing at is crazy. Not a no-show game for Marcelo Meyer, but had a couple home runs in this series, showing off the power. The Yankees win, but we still win the series. And finally, it feels like the video has been wanting me to do this Theo Gillen segment this whole time. We've seen him a couple of times already. Here he is, finally, against his former team, the Tampa Bay Rays. We traded for Theo Gillen. We gave them David Hamilton, who ended up being an all-star caliber player for the Tampa Bay Rays, and Justinson Garcia, who kind of flamed out. I believe he's on Minnesota now or something stupid. But we got Theo Gillen, and after a few years of waiting and developing and letting him do his thing, Theo Gillen is out here. And it's been an first taste, real taste of Major Leagues. He did play 9 games with Tampa Bay, so he wasn't quite a guy that we could stash forever, even though I kind of wanted to. We kind of started his clock when he got called up. He played, I believe, 9 games for Tampa Bay before getting traded to us. Right now, he is a platoon against righties, and he's walking a good amount. If you look at his stats, he flicks another one over the shortstop's head. 221 average, 310 on base, so 100, almost a 90-ish, 89-point discrepancy between the on base and the batting average. Very, very good. 336 slugging, so he's not slugging a whole bunch. 646 OPS, again, really helping out with the walks. 10 doubles, so it's nice. He has speed to burn. He has 2 home runs as well as he steals the bag there. 19 RBI, negative .1 WAR, but a 9.3 walk percentage was the best we've seen out of everybody. And a strikeout percentage, even though he swung and missed at that, I was definitely upset about myself. Oh, 18.5, which isn't terrible. Under 20, I will take it, especially for a guy playing decent third base. It is what it is. Here's Ashton Fuqua. We don't have any stats on him because I didn't realize, kind of forgot that, hey, he is Gillen's platooning against lefties, and kind of in this stretch, we're going to have 3 games with Fuqua, 3 games with Gillen. So didn't really get Fuqua's stats, but he's good. Last year, as our full-time catcher, it wasn't the best of years like I thought he was. I think in a perfect world, he's like our 7-hitter. He has super high contact and kind of be that leadoff man for the bottom of the lineup. In this world, because we have so many lefties and we don't have many great righty bats, he ends up being one of the top of the order hitters. We have him batting either second or fifth, depending on the day, depending on the handedness, depending on the matchup. But we have him hitting pretty high in the order, and this year he's been better. His first taste of Major League Baseball, when he got called up towards the end of 2 seasons ago, he was great in that short sample size. Basically played a month, hit like 270 plus, had a couple home runs here and there, really did the damn thing. Last year, not so much. Hit under 200, basically. It wasn't great. Here it is more towards what we were seeing in that first stint. So kind of a little bit more in the middle. If he's in the middle, that's fine. I know he's not going to have the biggest slugging percentage. He's going to walk a decent amount. I see if you're just OPSing league average, if not a little bit above league average, in playing decent enough defense at catcher. He's not the best defender, but he has a really, really good arm that makes up for it a little bit. Then I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If he's hitting 270, and I know his value is going to come with singles, and we have enough big boppers and guys to move around where that's valuable in our lineup. If you have one or two of those guys in your lineup, fine. If you have a whole team worth of them, that's when it gets, like, he's not going to be getting paid $30 million a year. But especially if we have guys that are doing that and or going to be doing that, that's fine to have a guy that just has like a skill set that just gels well with everybody else. We're going to get the power from Devers, and we're going to get the power from Anthony, and, eventually we're going to get, Costas has been hitting well, not really much for power. Eventually, I think a guy like Meyer and Campbell are going to do. We have Riley Green as well. We just need a guy that potentially can move guys up. And I think Ashton Fuqua does that well. Gillen in his last game here, a couple of strikeouts, which ain't great. A fly out here in the 6th inning as we're down to the Yankees here, which also not bueno. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to keep things alive, just jammed on the pop-up. Unfortunately, that is going to end the inning, and that wasn't great either. What is his hair? That's great. And the Yankees win. But that's it. That's the Baby Sox. I think overall it went well. I believe we do go over how well they did here soon. So let's close this thing out, and we'll see ya. So we are out of the Baby Sox era here, and one thing that we did is we won. We won a good chunk. We started here with this Mets series, won 2 out of 3 against them, then took 3 out of 4 against Baltimore. Roman Anthony played well on that. That was good. When we played with Christian Campbell, took 2 and 3 out of Milwaukee, and we swept the Atlanta Braves. And Christian Campbell did okay. Here against the Angels, we didn't play well with Marcelo Meyer, but we did win 2 out of 3, including 2 shutouts back to back. And then obviously he caught fire against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Took 2 of 3 there. The Theo Gillen, Ashton Fuqua week wasn't great. We ended up going 2 and 4 combined. But with that, we end up kind of vaulting ourselves into American League East contention after this series here with the Yankees at the end. We actually kind of fell out of it. And with the 5 and 5, basically week and a half that we had, we still have bolted over the Orioles right there with the Yankees for the race for the crown in the American League East. And then also the wild card, we hold the first spot by a game and a half of anybody else, in 2 games firmly into that wild card. So not only did the kids do well, but we ended up winning. And I did take down the stats of how everyone did, other than Fuqua. Again, I kind of mentioned he would maybe be more of a focus, but he just ended up didn't. But he's doing better than he was before, I can tell you that. But this is exactly kind of what we want from Ashton, and definitely a step up from where, like I said, I wanted it in between these 2 seasons. And if he's doing that, then we're having it's a good hitter to be on our team. He's going to walk a good amount. He's not going to strike out a whole bunch. Not going to have much power, but he is going to drive runners in when given the opportunity. He's going to get on base when given the opportunity. He's going to play decent defense when given the opportunity. And so far, so good for Fuqua. Started with Roman Anthony, who's on a little bit of a cold spell as of recently. The last 10 games haven't been great, but look at his stats. Started off with a 244 average. That went up by 4 points. We had a 316 average. That's gone up. A 481 slugging. That's gone up. And a 797 OPS, which is now an 810 OPS. Looks like he has hit 6 more doubles, a couple more, 2 more triples, and 4 home runs over the stretch, as well as driving in almost double the runners he had before, as well as scoring 10 plus more runs. His walk percentage was 8.8. He ended up getting to 8.9, and his K percentage ended up going down from 22 to 21.4. So overall, a pretty good job from Roman Anthony getting those stats up. Would like to see it. Marcelo Meyer came into this episode hitting 204, 251, 305. Ends up going 208, 267, and 361. The slugging really jumped up, and that helped the OPS jump up by like 70-ish points, 556 to 612. 28. At 17 runs, ends up with 10 more. 8 doubles, 4 more doubles than before. 7 home runs, up from just 2 before we started this episode, and has doubled his RBI total up to 26 now from where it was at 13. His walk percentage was just sitting at 6. It now sits at 6.9, and his K percentage has gone down almost 2 full percentage points from 23 K percentage to a 21.3. His WAR now sits at negative 0.1. When it started, it was negative 1.1. So his WAR has basically gone up a whole point. We'll check on Anthony. We did forget to check his WAR. His WAR is now 2.2. It was a 1.3. So both of these guys basically added 1 win. Also, Ceddanne Rafaela having an insane season. Shout out Rafaela. Theo Gillen got the biggest bump between these guys, slashing 221, 310, 336 for a paltry 646 OPS. After about a month worth of games, he now goes to 254 average, 330 on base, 426 slugging for a 756 OPS, a full 100-plus point increase on the OPS. His doubles, 4 more. His runs, almost 10 more runs scored this month. He's hit a triple, including a cycle. He had a cycle in there, which we mentioned before. 4 more home runs from 2 all the way up to 6. 19 RBI all the way up to 28. And his K percentage was really good at 9.3. That sits at just 9. But the strikeouts also gone down as well. 18.5. It now turns to 17.6. And his WAR now stands at 0.2. It was negative 0.1. So not as drastic of an increase as you might expect with those surface numbers being so different, but still now a positive player for us, Theo Gillen. Christian Campbell's still the one that is struggling. Actually, it looks like some of these numbers went down, which is crazy to think of. Has hit home runs, had 4 home runs. Did have a single home run coming into the day. Did pick up 4 home runs. And only picked up 2 more extra base hits. I think we hit 2 of those 4 home runs, and we saw another one. So mostly us helping him out, but hey, I guess it is what it is. 174 average, 247, 289 slugging, down .002 points in average, .003 points in on base, was at 176, 250. Did go up in slugging, and that helps go up in OPS. 536 is the OPS, was negative 0.1 WAR, has jumped up actually even more than Gillen. If you look at it here, the walk percentage goes up a little bit, but also the strikeout percentage goes up a little bit. So Christian Campbell really, in this stretch, is the only one that didn't really flip some sort of switch. At least with Gillen completely offensively, for Meyer at least tapped into the power here, and Anthony just continued to just get incrementally better as the month went on. But Christian Campbell still got to think maybe, hitting sub 100. Maybe it's time to think about maybe moving him down to AAA again. And they would hate to do this to the kid, but maybe just time down in Worcester would be good for him. And we decided we actually will move Christian Campbell down. I hate to do it, but just hitting sub 200 2 months into the season, well into 2 months into the season, got to go down to Worcester and fix something. Hopefully he really hits a switch and we're able to bring him back up. With that being said, Ceddanne Rafaela moves back to second base again. Would love to keep him in center field. He's having an incredible year with the bat, out exceeding every expectation. I would expect this to come down towards more 700 OPS to 680 where he was last year. Already a 2.5 WAR player. Strikeouts are way down. The walks are up. He's really doing everything exceptionally well. We know how good he is in center field. We know how much we want to keep him in center field. But I think this offers the most, both defensively and offensively. And it's not like Kevin Alcantara, who's now going to move into the starting lineup and really get some everyday shots. He's done well in the 13 games he's played, hitting 310, 877 OPS, does have a home run. Did get a full seasons of work here in 2026 with Chicago, where he hit 12 home runs and wasn't really fantastic, but played 132 games. He's been steadily improving in Worcester, and now almost an 80 overall isn't even our worst starter now. He's definitely our best bench player, but now he comes in Against lefties, we did make a change. We had Weston Wilson coming in and Theo Gillen going to the bench just against lefties, even though the numbers suggest he's actually pretty decent against lefties. He was not hitting well in just games, so as most lefties don't. We throw Weston Wilson in there, who's supposed to be this lefty masher. We really haven't gotten the production from our quote-unquote lefty killers. We had Rodolfo Castro forever, then Weston Wilson. Maybe we just kind of get rid of this archetype because it clearly isn't working enough. Only hitting 200, 2 home runs, and really it is 4 seasons with us at like a 12-game sample size that was like decent. The about 90-ish games since then have been just not good. So we're put him on the bench. Be our super utility guy, but we're not going to add. Maybe in like pinch hit opportunities when I'm actually playing with him, but obviously in simulation he's not hitting. So with that, we're going to put Pete Alonso, actually get some at-bats. I hate how you can't set who pinch hits and who spells guys and stuff. I wish you could kind of set who your backups were for each position. Like getting out of the park baseball. Again, I wish out of park baseball in this game had a baby. I think it'd be perfect. Anyway, he is DHing against lefties. Ceddanne Rafaela will be at second base with Kevin Contreras rounding out the bottom of the order because that's kind of the place we have to put him for right now. And actually against lefties, it kind of jostles up our lineup really decently with the lefty-righty split, which we didn't really have before. In AAA, Christian Campbell will sit, and that is what we got. We'll see Christian Campbell next episode, though, as we will be going over the minor leagues. We will have the stadiums. I finally will hopefully remember to do that. But we will be playing a game with Worcester, a game with Portland, as well as checking in with our top 100 prospects. And this year we have a couple just to show you. We have, I think, everyone up into Stan Villanueva, which is 8 top 100 prospects. So we're going to be getting individual games with each of these guys. It's going to be a fun ride. I hope you are ready to take it along with us. So without further ado, that is going to do it here. The young kids did well. I hope you enjoyed. I hope Christian Campbell gets it together. And again, the Red Sox are winning baseball games. We're really in the thick of it in the American League East now. We're not really scraping from behind when it comes to as we roll to trade deadline season for the first time in a couple of years. So I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. More Red Sox baseball coming at you quick. We'll see you next time.